presentation called Beyond the Stars. From Beyond the Stars, let's welcome Florian Bay.
Hands up. Anyone who wanted to be an explorer when they were a kid? Hands up. Anyone who wanted to be an astronaut when they were a kid? Hands up. Anyone who would like this nation to become fairer, richer, and more prosperous? Me. Good. Mr. Contest Chair, fellow members and most welcome guests, it will soon be 50 years since man walked on the moon. It will also be 50 years since this country, the United Kingdom, first launched a satellite in orbit for one and only time. The hopes of a generation that readied itself to plot a course among the stars have been betrayed. A vision of optimism faded away like a shooting star. For after all, there are more worldly concerns to solve here on planet Earth. What's the need for grandstanding gestures when people are dying of hunger? What's the need for a space program when the NHS needs to be stronger? And last but not least, why spend money on the unknown where surely nothing is laying out? Why indeed? Why set a course into the unknown? Why sail beyond the horizon? Once upon a time, the nation of Europe stood at the edge of an ocean that stretches across the horizon as far as the eye could see, and that acted as a barrier to further expansion. The nation of England, France, Portugal, Spain, Netherlands, and many more were poor. Their cities were mud-ridden hellholes filled with plagues and other diseases. Their people wallowed in filth and misery. Why indeed? Why send ships above the horizon when surely there were more pressing concerns at home? The rest, as we know it, is pretty much history. Europe's rising out of the dark ages to map, explore, and conquer the world. Expedition that brought back many things and replaced misery with prosperity. Free land, as far as the eye could see, where the bustling, teeming masses of Europe could settle and conquer, where new cities and nations would be built from scratch, out of nothing. Expedition that brought back unknowns unknown that could not have been imagined in anyone's wildest dreams. The dilemma of which one do you prefer, vanilla or chocolate, would simply not exist had it not been for those brave men who sailed out into the horizon over the seas and far away. But wait, there's more. The humble spud that can grow absolutely everywhere. And that was a key ingredient in winning this great battle and struggle against hunger itself. And that would then go on to define history as we know it. More recently, we haven't gone to the stars of the previous decade, we've merely gone just above the atmosphere. But there too lay things that no one could have foreseen nor imagined in their wildest dreams. Every day, planes take off in the darkness, in the dark, obsidian night, guided by the infallible compasses orbiting the Earth endlessly every 90 minutes. Guiding all rockets and spacecraft, jolted ahead developments of the electronics industry. Energizing them meant nothing less than harvesting the power of the sun itself, something that we too can now do in our homes, just above our own roof, Here lies in my hands the result of the space race. The results of every pound invested on space exploration, bringing back 8 pounds of return on investment. Today, we as a nation stand as a crossroad, adrift, bereft of a role to play, for after all, we've lost an empire and haven't yet found a role, according to some. Bold measures are required, for decline is a choice and not an inevitability. Decline is a choice and not an inevitability. So let us four look up to the stars and proclaim, here falls lies our future destiny. There falls lies our future prosperity. The deeds and achievement that are waiting for us out there, beyond the stars, will harm and surpass the petty problems of the present day. What shall we find as we set our course beyond the stars? Things that we cannot imagine in our own wildest dreams. Unknowns that will harm, surprise and amaze us by the benefits and the consequences they will bring. Who knows? This dilemma between vanilla and chocolate could become a trilemma. May stories of the future talk of these achievements as the Williamian Age was the area where mankind opened the stairway to the stars, spearheaded by the men and women of the British Arts. The area where we became a race of titans navigating the heavens, with worlds to be discovered, conquered and settled, filled with the laughter of children and cherubs basing in water, as their parents will look upon them and point to a pale blue dot or a star and say, this is where our ancestors came from. If anyone asks you, what shall we find beyond the stars? Please answer them. A new empire of untold wealth and prosperities on which the suns will never set. Mr. Conference Chair.